Hello, it's Maryon Stewart and welcome to my weekly wisdom. Today is the first in the series of top tips to communicate better about menopause, and we're going to kick off with the workplace. It's very difficult sometimes to confess that you're going through the menopause in the workplace, and certainly our new survey shows that about half of the women can't communicate to their boss, and they feel, more than half of them said, that it makes them feel vulnerable and it makes them feel like they will be looked upon as being less worthy for their role. I know from dealing with women all the time that sometimes women just leave the workplace because they're afraid that they may get pushed if they don't jump. And other times there are cases where women have been asked to leave, and I know that that happens quite a lot. And sometimes even tribunals occur these days because of discrimination. And so it's really important from your perspective to feel comfortable. There's a lot you can do, but I think the first thing you need to do is work out what your situation is and come up with some kind of proposal of how you're going to solve it. And you're not alone, because there are so many women in this aging population. There's about 3.5 million menopausal women at any given time. And obviously lots of women are struggling. It's just that we don't really talk about it, and it is an uncomfortable situation. So the first thing you can do is make your plan and think about what your symptoms are, what the solution might be, and how you can make an appointment with your boss and be prepared. So you might want to do a bit of role playing with a friend or even your partner if you've had the conversation with your partner, and work out exactly what to tell your boss. And it's really important to take on board and get your boss to take on board that this is a transition. It's not a life sentence. You're not going to be suffering forever. Certainly I know from treating women for over 27 years that it takes a few months, 5 months, for them to be in one end of my program and out the other without any symptoms. And on my boot camp more recently, the women are turning their lives around in the space of 6 weeks. So they're getting rid of brain fog, they're getting rid of anxiety, they're getting rid of confusion, they're feeling more confident, they're sleeping better at night, so they're much more able to go to work as usual, and that's really, really important. So you need to bear that in mind, that you're not basically going there saying to your boss, I'm not worthy of this role anymore. You're going there saying, I'm actually going to do something for myself, and I'd like you to bear with me. So there are lots of things that, depending on if you have to wear a uniform or what the ventilation is like in your office, you might want to consider all of those things. Maybe you could sit nearer to a window. Maybe if you've got air conditioning, it could be turned up. If you've got a uniform, perhaps it could be a more breathable fabric. There are all sorts of things that you can chat about. And it might be a good idea for you, if you've got flexi time, to work out what's your proposal in terms of work. Do you actually need to take a few weeks off to learn how to sort yourself out? Or can you do it within your work framework, your hours already? Or can you maybe work less hours in the short term? It's up to you to decide, but make your plan before you go into the workplace. Remember, when you go to the meeting, this has come out of left field for your boss. They may not have really appreciated your situation, so don't necessarily expect them to make a snap judgment or give you what you're asking for. They may need a bit of time to think about it. So you could offer to make an appointment for a couple of weeks later so you can go back and have another conversation. And just remember, your boss is a professional, and they are obviously mindful that they want the best in the workplace all round, so they've got an overview. So I think it's really important to take a deep breath, have your plan with you, and then go for it. But at the same time, come to my website and learn how to meet your needs, learn how you can overcome your symptoms with all the science-based techniques, because you can be, one of my statistics, and you can be symptom-free within the space of a few months too, so that this will be irrelevant. So as long as you bear that in mind and explain to your boss that you're doing something proactive, then I think it will be a win-win situation.